Hello, my name is Himani, and today we're going to be talking about Sant Surdas. Sant Surdas was a blind Hindu poet and singer who was a devotee of Lord Krishna. The name Sant Surdas literally means slave of memory. He was born in 1478 to a Brahmin family with a mother, father, and 3 brothers. However, his family was very mean to him and neglected him. By the time he was 3 years old, everyone in his village and his own family had forgotten his name, so they called him Sur, which means blind. His playmates teased him, and when he went to his mother and asked her for help, she scolded him for playing, so he spent a lot of his days sitting on the porch outside. Because his family was really poor, they didn't have enough money to provide for all of the children, and so many times Surdas was neglected. This meant that sometimes he didn't get enough food or clothes or things he needed, and they would instead go to his brothers. One day, a group of musicians singing bhajans came by Surdas's house and asked for food and money. And Surdas was in awe of them. He loved their singing, and he wanted to learn too. And so the next day, when they came by and they left at night, he followed them. All the musicians kept walking and Surdas kept following them, and then finally they noticed him and asked, "Why are you following us?" And he said, "I would like to learn how to sing. I don't want to live back at my house where no one is taking care of me. I would rather go with you guys." They gave him some food, but even they didn't want to take care of a blind boy, so they left him in the morning without telling him. When he woke up in the morning, he was really sad. But he decided to sit under a tree and sing the bhajans that he heard the musicians singing, because when he heard them, they made him happy. And so he did this every day, and the nearby villagers heard him and gave him food, and that was how he survived. So by the time he was 14 years old, he had developed a sixth sense, and he was known as the miracle boy by the villagers. Everyone was amazed by his skills, and he even helped one of the landlords find his missing son. And so people all over the world started hearing about him, and they came to give him offerings and ask him about their issues. Some of these people stayed with him and became his students. They would write the songs that he sang, and they loved him and served him. One night, he dreamt that Lord Krishna asked him to go to Vrindavan and dedicate his life to praising Krishna. He decided that he was going to go to Vrindavan. On the way, a lot of people wanted to listen to him sing and have him stay with them. They fed and housed him, but then he would keep moving. By chance, on his way, he met Sri Vallabhacharya at the Yamuna River. There, he taught Surdas about Hinduism and meditation. Sri Vallabha also found out that Surdas was good with music and could recite the entire Srimad Bhagavatam. So he told him to sing the Bhagavas Leela, which are songs about Lord Krishna and Radha. Surdas and Sri Vallabha both went to Vrindavan, and there they lived together. Vallabha welcomed Surdas into his religion and gave him the job of resident singer in the Srinath temple in Govardhan, where he could sing devotional songs about Krishna and Radha as a job. His music and poetry attracted many people. He had a special connection to Lord Krishna, and it was said that he could see any episode of Lord Krishna's life and then bring it into song, almost like he was there at that moment. And so his reputation spread even farther and wider than it had before. One day, the court singers of the Mughal Emperor Akbar sang one of Surdas's songs, and Akbar was so amazed and charmed. The singer told him that the song was created by Surdas. Akbar invited Surdas to his court to sing, but he respectfully said he couldn't. He only sang in the court of Krishna. After hearing this, Akbar was still so amazed with the singing that he came to the temple just to listen to Surdas sing. Throughout his life, Surdas created a lot of poems and songs. Most of them were in a type of Hindi called Braj Bhasha. His 3 biggest works of poetry were called Sur Sagar, Sur Saravali, and Sahitya Lahiri. Sursagar was said to have been 100,000 verses, but only 8,000 have survived. It talked about Krishna and Radha as lovers, and Radha's longing for Krishna when he was gone. It also talked about Krishna's childhood. Sur Saravali was about the story of Krishna's incarnation and the holiday Holi. And Sahitya Lahiri was about devotion and praying to God. In the last years of his life, he spent them in Vraj and lived on donations that he got from singing bhajans and lecturing on religious topics. Surdas died in 1586 at 108 years old. I hope you all learned a lot about Sant Surdas and his life. Thank you for watching.